This is Dan Meyer with RCR Wireless News at the Telecom Exchange event here in Denver. I'm here with Rosemary Cochran, who's with Vertical Systems Group. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan.
Great. Well, maybe give some background on the company for those who maybe don't know anything about the Vertical Systems Group.
Right. Well, Vertical Systems Group is a market research and consulting firm. We specialize in data networking technologies, very much focused on the emerging technologies and migration to those technologies. And we size and forecast those opportunities. And our clients get that research through a number of different ways. And we also look at custom consulting projects and go-to-market projects.
Well, obviously, with backhaul, it's a demand that's growing and continues to grow probably for. I'm sure your forecasts are all going up at this point for demand for it. When it comes to, I guess, the wireless industry and their reliance on fiber, I mean, how important is the wireless market to some of these companies, and do you see wireless becoming a bigger part of the business models for these backhaul companies?
Well, wireless definitely is one of the big drivers. I mean, the traffic, as you know, is obviously booming, and it will continue to boom. And so it's necessitating a lot of upgrade of existing facilities. And ideally, those facilities get upgraded with fiber once they start upping the speed. And it also gives room for growth. Yeah. So that's one of the major things. Ethernet has also been a very important technology for those backhaul sites. And we expect that we're going to see more of it, certainly with small cell and other types of opportunities coming forward.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I guess, about the small cell space, because I know at least for the wireless carriers, they're becoming more and more interested in small cells, deploying them in venues like this. And obviously, one of the issues is always, well, two of the issues is power and backhaul to those sites. Right. And that becomes a bit of a challenge sometimes. It seems like there's some opportunity there for some of these backhaul providers and Ethernet providers to really tap into that market as well, because there's a lot of small cell potential out there, it seems. It's just a matter of getting them up and running.
Right, and that's exactly right. I mean, it's a question of geography, a question of availability to the building, and who owns the cell tower. Quite frankly. So.
Yeah, that's a big part. Yeah. Now, one part that we're also trying to cover a bit is it's kind of on the software side. I know software is maybe a little removed from what these guys are doing, but it does seem like with virtualization coming along, that there is more reliance on backhaul to provide this transport for this virtualization going on. Are you seeing any impact yet from like virtualization on some of this backhaul situation, or is that still kind of maybe a little farther down the road at this point?
Well, that's a good question, Dan. I think there are certainly some efforts going on in that arena. However, we don't see it as much right now on that for the cell backhaul, because the application is pretty much an aggregation issue. Once you get into the infrastructure side, we're seeing more of that, but we're still out probably a couple of years when it's going to be really a major impact on that, but it will be certainly part of the mix in terms of the application supported.
Gotcha, sounds good. Thanks so much for the time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.